Give Sujata another round of applause. Some statistics. We must change. We know being a woman is hard work and it's not without joy and sometimes even ecstasy, but it is still relentless, unending work, and we have a lot of work to do. South African Archbishop Desmond Tutu once said that the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. And if we are going to see real development in the world, we must invest in women. Coming up, a story that will move you. It will show you what courage, triumph over tragedy looks like. The face of bravery is in this room today. We have the honor. She's a heroine, a hero, a survivor, and a champion for military veterans. Right there is all you need to know. Katie Beck is a retired Air Force linguist who works with CFW grantee health and disabilities advocates. Please listen. Please nurture her story and be moved by her courage today. Welcome, Katie.
Thank you, Sheryl. Hello, everyone. My name is Katie Beck, and my story begins on September 11th, 2001. Like so many of you, I watched in horror that day as the two planes crashed into the World Trade Center. That historic day propelled me to join the United States Air Force. After completing basic training, I was assigned to the Defense Language Institute for training to become a Korean linguist. That was in February of 2002. Soon after that, my life changed forever. A fellow airman asked me to help him move one day. We had been using some toxic chemicals to clean his place, and upon his suggestion, I took a shower. As I was stepping out of the shower, he dumped gasoline all over me, and he told me if I didn't do what he said, he would light me on fire. He then called another airman to the house, and they took turns brutally raping me. After 24 hours passed, they drove me home. I didn't report these attacks. I was taught that I was a warrior, somebody that could experience pain and persevere. I thought that if I pushed it down deep enough, it would eventually go away. But a few years later, it happened again, and this time by another airman in my squadron. And this time, I refused to stay silent. Thank you. I went to the sexual assault coordinator on base, and I completed a rape kit and filed charges. I wasn't allowed to know the details of my case, nor was I allowed to discuss it. I had my character judged. Every single detail of my life was examined. And finally, even after the man who raped me admitted to the assaults, he was set free. According to the military, there was no proof that I had actually said no. Soon after, he received a promotion, and I was personally assigned the task of making him an ID card. Mentally, I started to unravel. I knew I needed help, but was continuously denied time away from work to get help from a mental health provider. Eventually, I was able to find somebody that specializes in cognitive behavioral therapy. And little by little, I found ways to cope. I started running instead of using medications. I call it running the crazy out. When I become too overwhelmed, I start counting doubles. 2, 4, 8, 16. I list things I'm thankful for. The first robin of spring, the beautiful trees on my way to work. I stand here today, and I cannot say that I am completely healed, but I can confidently say that somehow I found my way. Veterans who have experienced military sexual trauma should not have to suffer alone and in silence. They need specialized care from trained mental health professionals. And now, thanks to CFW's support of Health and Disability Advocates, or HDA, hundreds of survivors of MST in Illinois will be given just that. Through the Illinois Against Military Sexual Trauma Initiative, CFW's funding will help HDA train community mental health providers. This training will strengthen mental health providers' ability to reach military sexual trauma survivors, gain their trust, and help them have stability in their lives. I have been honored to work with HDA and share my story with mental health providers. I'm hopeful that my story will help them to better understand how to assist sexual assault survivors like me. The military justice system must change. It won't happen overnight, but your support of CFW today is a step in the right direction. Thank you for allowing me to share my story, and thank you for supporting our country's veterans.